It's news time. Information is power. Be current. The news headline: Biafra National Guard, two groups who terrorized Southeast in 2021, and now Buhari's government dealt with them. The news in full. In a few more days, we will step into a new year. No doubt, the year has not been smooth for the country. We faced some challenges and we are looking forward to a better year as a country. One of the challenges we faced in 2021 was insecurity. Insecurity was one of the major challenges the country faced, and every part of the country was rocked with one security challenge or the other. In the north, we saw how the activities of the bandits and Boko Haram rose drastically. The Buhari-led administration, the Middle Belt and the Southeast had their fair shares of the elders' farmer crisis. In the Southeast, some terror groups also tormented the peace of the people and created fear and panic in the people. Part of the atrocities that was caused, number one, the unknown gunmen who paraded themselves and caused havoc in the region and a lot of security checkpoints in the east. And Imo, they attacked the correction facilities and many others. We remember the Biafra National Guard was also another Ipob group that was said to disturb the peace of the Southeast, and during that year, the group, in a viral video, displayed some of their locally made arsenal, including a rocket launcher. And on the 31st of October this year, the group, being led by OG, decided to declare a Biafra national sovereign state, but their plans didn't work. Also, the Buhari-led administration tackled them and tried so much in the area of insecurity. And one way the administration used in tackling the insecurity issue of the Southeast was creating Operation Golden Dawn, who exercised the responsibility of bringing down the bringing down the peace to the region and exercising a whole lot of fruitful activities on the terrors of this group in the Southeast. And the police, through the IGP, has also done their part in ensuring that peace reigns in the region. The IGP sent a tactical team to the region, and the response team have not only apprehended this criminal, but also brought peace back to the region as claimed. An assault on the rule of law in Nigeria since May 29, 2015. An international investigation into the cases of intimidation and harassment of judges in Nigeria will meet the highest international standards and best practices and assist the Nigerian authority to take steps to improve respect for the independence of the judiciary, the rule of law, and access to justice for victims and human rights. If not urgently addressed, the attacks, intimidation, and harassment of the judiciary will render judges unable to defend the rule of law, to provide accountability for the many gross rights violations in the country, or to protect the rights of the Nigerian people. Nigerian authorities have taken a legal obligation to take measures to protect the independence of the judiciary and ensure the safety and security of individual judges. SERAP urges you to visit Nigeria to carry out a mission to investigate cases of intimidation and harassment of judges, assess the independence of the judiciary and the rule of law, and to continue to monitor the situation. The proposed visit would help to support the efforts to bring Nigeria's justice system in line with the international standards and free of political interference. Nigerian authorities continue to fail and also to thoroughly, impartially, independently, transparently, and effectively investigate cases of attacks, intimidation, and harassment of judges, the very people who protect and guarantee human rights, while the Nigerian authorities have arrested some of the suspected perpetrators. At least 10 more persons reportedly involved in the assault on Justice Odili are still very large. Independence of the judiciary is enshrined in the Nigerian Constitution of 1999 as amended, and under human rights treaties, including the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights and the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, to which Nigeria is a state party. The attack on Justice Odili is not an isolated incident. There have been several violations of judicial independence and the rule of law in the country. In 2016, for example, Nigerian authorities reportedly invaded in the middle of the night the homes of some judges of the Federal High Court and justice of the Supreme Court. The authorities have so far failed and or refused to identify those suspected to be responsible and to bring them to justice. An independent judiciary is essential to the protection of human rights and respect for the rule of law. The principles of independence are the hallmark of the rationale and legitimacy of the judicial function in every state. Their absence leads to denial of justice and makes the credibility of the judicial process dubious. It is the principle of the separation of powers, together with the rule of law, that opens the way to an administration of justice that provides guarantees of independence and transparency. As expressed in the Bangalore Principles of Judicial Conduct, judicial independence is a prerequisite to the rule of law and a fundamental guarantee of a fair trial. According to our information on Friday, October 29, 2021, some people claiming to be soldiers and policemen invaded the Abuja home of the said Justice Mary Odili, and the perpetrators identified themselves as members of the government joint task force and used a fraudulently obtained search warrant to attempt to gain access into Justice Odili's residence. The perpetrators claimed they had information that illegal activities were going on in such residence, and that was why they went to invade the house of the Justice Odili. And this intimidation and harassment has actually been questioned, and therefore Sarah, who happens to be the special rapporteur on the independence of judges and lawyers over vicious assaults of Justice Mary Odili, had actually took their time to say that this is an intentional act by the federal government of Nigeria to deprive the judicial system of their freedoms, and therefore this poses a great risk to the independence and authority of our judicial system, which will put all Nigerians' freedom at risk if care is not taken. Thanks for listening.